Hello, welcome to this episode of United Auto Workers Watch. The focus today is on the monitor's recommendation in his 12th report, reversing President Fain's decisions on Secretary-Treasurer Mock's assignments. I'm Merrick Masters. Today is June the 21st, 2025. The monitor's key finding in this report, which is a 93-page report, is that the monitor concludes that Secretary-Treasurer Mock was falsely accused of misconduct, subjected to retaliatory action by UAW President Fain, and improperly stripped of her responsibility for various departments and board assignments. The monitor, in the same report, recommended the immediate restoration of Mock's oversight of these departments by Fain or the International Executive Board itself, and if that fails to happen, strongly encourages the Public Review Board or the Constitutional Committee to order that remedy. The monitor's future actions regarding the union president, based on these accusations of retaliation, are pending the conclusion of an ongoing report into additional allegations of retaliation raised by another member of the union's International Executive Board. The monitor's disciplinary powers, according to its website, include the following. The monitor has the authority and duty under the consent decree to bring disciplinary charges against individuals seeking to suspend or expel and debar the individual from the UAW, to find or forfeit the individual's benefits, and to otherwise discipline the individual for certain types of misconduct as laid out in the consent decree. Some initial reaction to the monitor's report. Secretary Mock issued a statement through a representative that said, "In unity and solidarity, let's work together to confront employers and uncaring politicians who choose to wage war on the working class." President Fain and 10 of the members of the executive board signed a statement which indicated that they refuted the report's conclusions and reiterated their view that Mock had obstructed critical bargaining and organizing activities. The statement referred to in that of the 11 of 14 members of the UAW International Executive Board is that Secretary Mock has failed to live up to the standard that leadership puts the membership first, that Secretary-Treasurer has failed to produce a budget and membership list, that Secretary-Treasurer has obstructed critical bargaining and organizing activities, and that Secretary-Treasurer is under investigation by the monitor on compliance issues with regard to the union's investments. These statements indicate that there are matters of performance of the Secretary-Treasurer which are separate and in addition to those matters which have been investigated heretofore by the monitor. The UAW, through its attorney, issued a statement to the federal court which oversees the monitor, which stated in effect that the monitor has exceeded his basic task of ridding the union of corruption and instead become involved in the internal affairs of the union. This statement went on to say that the UAW International Executive Board will consider the monitor's recommendations in the 12th report regarding the reassignment of Secretary-Treasurer's duties and make additional comments on that report in a subsequent statement. A few concluding observations. The monitor's 12th report on the surface provides evidence of retaliation that raises concerns about compliance with the spirit and letter of the consent decree on democratizing the UAW. The UAW's statement of response to the federal court raises concerns about whether the monitor has exceeded the boundaries of its mission by becoming enmeshed in internal union affairs. A statement of 11 of 14 members of the UAW's International Executive Board raises concerns about the performance of the Secretary-Treasurer beyond those matters covered in the 12th report. The monitor has yet to complete the full investigation of charges against the international president. A full hearing before an appropriate body of the UAW or the federal court via the consent decree needs to be held to determine the resolution of these competing concerns. Certainly, I would conclude by saying that this is a matter that begs for full inquiry, investigation, and coverage before the membership so they can make informed decisions about the role of the leadership in the future of their union. I do not make any judgments as to guilt or innocence in this. I am not a party or a participant in these decisions, and I have no inside information to share, nor do I seek any inside information. I only look at the statements as they've been proffered and try and provide a balanced perspective on them. Here's a little bit more about myself. I hope that you will stay tuned to future episodes as I cover this. And this is done basically in the spirit of trying to do what is best for the rank and file of the unions that work so hard on behalf of the American people. Thank you and have a good day.